Hello again. It's been a while. I've I've wanted to talk at multiple points during the past however long it's been, like month or something. Um, but I've just been like, no, no, like I'll do it later, blah blah blah, and I've just like not been bothered. And I've also been like processing a lot of things. Um, and very, very unfortunately, I I've reached the conclusion, the decision, whatever, um, that it's not gonna go away. My want for broski is not gonna go away. It's just something that I'm gonna have to deal with because even though we're coming up to a month and a half of the second ghosting, um, while I'm not taking it even a fraction as badly as during the first ghosting, I'm not lying to myself this time either. And because I'm not lying to myself, I'm also not sitting here. Well, I was lying to myself in the beginning, but for like the past 2 weeks, I've not been lying to myself like at all, kind of. Um, which is why I recognize that I I still really want him despite everything because he's the only person that's ever made me feel like this, like this is something with potential. And that's been something that's always been really hard for me to find, and I've never found it. And then I find it with him because he's like a one in a million, right? Let's say it's something like that, where like one in a million people can make me feel this way, and then he's the first out of the one in the million that I found, right? So it's hard, like letting go of something like that because it's not easy to find again. I'm not saying it's impossible to find because, like, of course, like, in my future, there's potentially someone who's better than him who actually communicates and who's willing to put in actual proper effort. Um, not like him, but there's like still this massive like part of me that does want him, and that's become evident over like the past couple of days where like I was walking around my friend and with my friend, like we went to like a mall and there was like a shop in there with plushies and I was like, you know, if he messages me back, this would be a great place to take me on our first date. And my friend was like, girl, no, like I will stab you if you go out with that man. And I'm like, it's fine, like I'll like get £40 out of his like bank account, um, and he'll like buy me this shit. And she was like, girl, no, like you can do better. And I'm like, it's fine, I'll squeeze in for money. Um, but like, there's a tiny bit of truth in that where like, if he messages back, if, massive ifs, remember, we ended up going on that first date, then I would want to go there to get my plushie. It would just be cute. It would be cute. And it's moments like that or thoughts that I have like when I'm alone. It's like, God, like you're really not over this bitch. And I don't know when I will be. I don't know if I ever will be. I mean, I'm sure at some point I will be, right? Because it's ridiculous to think that I wouldn't. But like, I'm not lying to myself anymore, which is it's kind of hard to deal with a little bit because what do you mean you've you've opened your eyes and you're fully realizing this is something that you can never have and that you will probably never have. And like, yeah, because I've not mentioned it on here, but on January 18th, because my Hinge and all my, well, my Hinge and my Bumble, because they're my only dating apps, have been paused since like 2 days or something before I messaged back. So we're gonna say like the 15th of December, right? Um, and then on the 18th of January, I decided like, let's turn my Hinge into like a Twitter type thing because it's paused, so nobody else is being shown my profile, and he is the only match that I have on there. Um, so I was like, let's be literally crazy. I like changed all my photos. Why does this fucking thing keep falling out? I changed all my photos, I changed all the prompts and used it like a Twitter, and still I'm using it like a Twitter, where like I'll just God, I'm trying to think of like, well, like one thing might be like if I'm feeling, oh no, you know what, we'll start that train of thought again. It's like, okay, it's like a month or two ago, I put some mixture on in the bread maker, hoping to wake up and find bread. Um, I did not wake up and find bread because someone turned the bread maker off while I was asleep. So I woke up and had dough and had to make like bread rolls out of it, which was really fucking inconvenient. But like, that would be something that I would post on there. It would be like, cannot believe these bitches, one of these motherfucking hoes turned off my bread maker. Like, just something like that. Um, and that would be the type, or that is the type of thing that I like post on there, where it's just like actually crazy, or just like random little drabbles that I feel like I have nowhere else to post them, or no reason to post them anywhere, I guess. Um, so that's like, that's what I've been doing. Um, and because it is on Hinge, I do like sometimes like click on the little match little button box thing, even though I don't see the notification number. Um, I'll still check on there to see if we're matched. And his profile still hasn't changed ever since he's ghosted me. Which is like, because I think I mentioned this at one point, but during our phase one, he never changed his profile while talking to me. Then he ghosted me, still never changed his profile. As soon as he started talking to me again, he started changing it regularly. And then now that we're not talking anymore, he stopped changing it again. Which makes me question, like, what the fuck is going on? Because, like, surely if he's almost trying to lead me into this false sense of security that, like, oh yeah, like, I'm only talking to you, like, blah, 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 then, like, surely he would keep his profile the exact same all of this time, so I would never even suspect that he's talking to other people. Because like as soon as he started changing his profile, I was like, notice you changed your profile. And I got like a tiny bit like weirdly jealous about it, right? Which is like weird because it's just pictures, but whatever, that's just me as a person. And he was like, oh, it just felt like a change, whatever. But like he kept doing it over and over. And then he stopped doing it. So it's like I don't I don't know. I have no idea what's going on over on his end. Zero clue. But like surely if he is pretending like I'm the only one, right? He would just keep his profile the same from the exact beginning and give me no reason to even doubt anything. But I guess that's too much thinking. And he doesn't think. Clearly, because it's twice now that he's done this to me. But like there is this like mini tiny part in the back of my brain which is just like, because we're coming up to 1.5 months again now. The other time at the 1.5 month mark, I was like, I was saying that I was getting over it, and I genuinely think I was, and then he came back in and like ruined it. because he's also proven to me now that he can come back in and that he can be better all over again or whatever the fuck. So now I'm holding on to this hope that at like the 1.5 month mark, 1.5 month mark again, he's gonna come in and be like, "Oh, hello, that's me again." Um, and I don't realistically, I don't think that's gonna happen. But it doesn't stop me from hoping, and it also doesn't stop me from hoping that in like a year or something, and I'm not gonna hold out and wait for him. I'm by in no way is that what I'm doing. Because like if I meet someone on like a night out or whatever, or just in classes, anything, then I will be more than up for exploring that. But just like me, dating apps right now, we're not mixing at all. Like I'm not vibing with dating apps right now, and I don't know how long it will be until I do vibe, um, if at all, if ever. But like the point being, if like in a year or something he does message me back being like, "Hey, I was an absolutely awful person despite every single thing I said to you, despite saying that I would be better, that I would communicate, that I would do this, that, this. I did none of that. And I clearly wasn't ready in that month and a half when I thought I was. Clearly, I was lying to myself. It's been a year now, and I think that I've actually worked on myself enough to properly come back to you and actually try." Like, in my mind, that is the most responsible thing that he could do in this situation if he genuinely does like me like that, or liked me, past tense. I feel like I'm missing hair here, it looks weird. But I think that that's like the most responsible thing that he could do is taking a massive chunk of time away to actually deal with himself and his issues, and not just like lie to yourself and pretend you're better, which is what I did for my entire first month. So I know how easy it is to do that and how easy it is to pretend that you're getting better and you're feeling better when you're actually not. Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of things about me that I won't share on this YouTube channel. There's a lot of parts about me, like quote unquote darker parts. Not that I'm like an evil ex murderer or anything, but just like things that I've not told anybody because like I know how like weird it can sound or how bad it can sound. And none of it's really like bad. None of it's like malicious stuff. It's just like, "Hey, like, are you okay?" Like the questioning type of thing where like if I say that to some of my friends, I know for a fact like my closest friend, she would be like, "This is not good. Why the fuck do you think this?" And I'm like, "Can't help it, babes." It's like it's stuff like that. And I don't know. It makes me wonder like what have I done to deserve all of this? Kind of like why. And like I don't get me wrong, I'm grateful that the experience happened and that I've taken away quite a lot from it. Not just in terms of like me figuring out like what sort of things I look for in a relationship and having a lot of confirmation about what things I do like, but just like in terms of me and my identity and like actually being able to find myself. And okay, to be fair, one of my friends did say that like they don't think that he is the driving force behind this, that like um I'm the type of person where like I would have changed, I would have done all of this anyway. It just happened to be him that had this conversation with me. And yeah, I probably agree with that. But I don't know. It's weird. It's weird. I miss it. I miss him. I miss our chats. I miss our flirting. And I'm not lying to myself about that. I think I want to say I'm done lying to myself. I don't think I can be done lying to myself, but accepting myself and accepting the quote unquote bad things is what needs to happen. And this is a bad thing that I need to accept, that I'm not going to be able to properly get over it and get over him for at least a long while now. But he's like set my standard. Apart from the communication bit, the communication standard, kind of in the floor right now. But everything else is like reassured me that every standard that I've had up to this point isn't ridiculous, and even if it is a fantasy, someone out there is willing to play the part in this fantasy. I don't really know. I'm pretty sure my potatoes have fucking boiled over by now. The stove's probably fucking turned off. But whatever. I should probably go. Finish making myself food, and then I'm gonna sit down here at my desk again. Yeah. Anyway, bye bye.